Otsukimi here. Who else would it be? This is the Knowhere HQ Premium introduction. I'm going to go through the features of this. So the video is going to be basically explaining what it is, explaining the benefits, the details of the benefits, like how I'm going to present them. So I'll show so like one of the benefits is having premium charts, and I'm going to explain those on TradingView, what the difference between a regular chart that I post on Twitter or Discord and how a premium chart will differ. So we'll get into that. And then also we'll get into pricing. And I'll probably mention that here pretty soon because that's part of what you guys are interested in, right? So that's pretty much the preliminary with this. In addition to this, this is going to be just the first of a few different videos about services and products that I'll be offering. And this is by design. I've had a lot of these for a long time running. And so I will do a small plug, especially with my scripts that I have. And so I'll mention them very briefly before I get into the benefits. So, and this is all by design, by the way. I've had all this planned. I've had all this ready to go. And so that's why you're seeing kind of like a huge surge of services and, activity from me from this. This isn't necessarily about me jump starting and trying to get rich off this. That's not where I'm going with this. A lot of these were planned upwards to 4 years ago, and a few of these more recently, Knowhere Premium and Apex Academy were newer things that people wanted from me, and this was the best way to materialize those things. So anyway, those are the preliminaries. Do a small plug on my services, products, whatever you want to call that, and then we'll get into the benefits and pricing. So first things first, I'm going kind of a little slideshow on this as well. First things first, I'm going to talk about like my scripts. And so the number one big script that everybody was focusing on was my Apex indicator. And so I'm going to have a dedicated video about this. This is a small introduction where the Apex is actually an acronym where it stands for Aroon Price Action Exponential. And so the idea is that's where I got the name Apex Academy from, and it's designed to it's based off of my personal trading system where I use a combination of Aroon price action and moving averages slash momentum trend, all that stuff together. And so I put those into one package because that's how I personally trade. And I tend to use those in order. I use Aroon the most. I'm one of the few people that use Aroon on a regular basis. I think I'm probably the number one prominent Aroon trader on in crypto in general. Um, and there's not very many anyway, but I think I'm the most I'm the loudest. I'm the most active with that. Not a lot of people use Aroon in general, and it's helped me learn how to use momentum trend and all this stuff together in a package that for some reason it just makes sense to me. And I don't know how I was able to read it. I was able to do it, and it worked. A lot of people, I'm not a big fan of wave trading, for example, but a lot of wave traders have came to me and said, "Hey, you read the Aroon like a wave trader does." And so I was like, "Huh, it's kind of weird." I don't understand wave trading. To this day, I don't. I might understand some ideas, but it's weird how I've talked to some prominent people in this space, and they say, "Hey, this matches this. We get the same prices," and so that's kind of cool. So anyway, Aron is that's my jam, right? And then price action I use a lot, and then also I use momentum and trend as well. And so that's what I did was I created a bunch of scripts for my personal use. I was able to share that as a script. People really liked it, and I called that script Apex Indicator. And then people were like, "Hey, can we buy this?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I went ahead and packaged it in a way that makes sense. And so that indicator is called Apex Classic. That's this one right here. Apex Pro is a more advanced version of that where it focuses on scalping and higher risk, higher reward trades. And I emphasize both of those. It does have a higher reward, but it also has a higher risk. And so Apex Classic is going to be that's the one I use the most, to be honest, because it's very safe and it fires pretty reasonably, pretty quick as well. Apex Pro is going to fire much faster. You're going to have more signals per per week and per day. But you also are going to have that higher reward, higher risk. So that's the thing. And both of these are offered together as one. They are not currently offered separate, although I may do that later. But you get lifetime access. It is pretty expensive. It is $740. And so that is by design. I understand that's a little high, but this is my bread and butter. I use this personally as my script, and I've given lots of back tests and videos and charts to give so much evidence for you to see that I use this personally. And so it does come with lifetime access. It also comes with continual back testing. I'm going to continue to back test on this maybe probably once a month. I'm going to try for. I've already got 2 hours of back test available already on YouTube, and I'll try to link that in the description. It also comes with Discord benefits. I haven't quite released that, what that means, but that basically is going to be some discounts towards probably my bots or something like that. So you're gonna get priority in a lot of things. You're gonna get a different role. You're gonna get things like that. So that's how that plays. But that's Apex Classic that is available right now. I'll leave a link in the description for that. All right, so let's talk Knowhere Premium. So overall, as I've mentioned, this is going to be a dedicated place where you're going to get pretty much all of my content, right? I'm in control of this content. It is a way for you to kind of elevate your trading knowledge, access to charts, access to portfolios and risk management, things like that. And I'll get into what that means. But overall, it's going to be a way to level up your, I guess, exposure and even assistance in the entire crypto trading sphere. Okay, so what you see from a lot of people, and especially with me, is I post charts, I give insight and knowledge about TA, I discuss my portfolio, I have chat rooms that we discuss and things like that, I share videos, and then I even give some aspects of mentoring, so to speak. And so everything that I just mentioned just now, this is going to give you a deeper dive into all of those. And now some of those things are going to be more important to some people than others. Some of those you won't care about at all, which I understand. Some of those will be like the sole reason that you sign up for this, and that's completely okay. And so I'm going to get started into that, but briefly, I want to talk more about the pricing first. So we're going to talk pricing, which is pretty much what you guys probably want up front anyway. And so it's going to be offered at $20 a month. That's the lowest price that I'm able to do it, given all the criteria and all the value and effort that I'll be putting into this. Now, there's going to be one caveat to that. So this is the $20 a month is going to be an introductory price. It's only going to be offered for the first 30 days that we are live. And so currently, I have a wait list. Actually, it's more of a pre-order list because I already have a wait list of people that have signed up, and that sign up list has already breached the minimum quota for me to get started. But those people also haven't paid yet because I haven't launched yet. So here's how this is going to run. I have a wait list. The wait list is now closed, but I offer a pre-order, and which you can get on this link here on WAP. I'll leave it in the description as well. You sign up for that. It's a monthly service. You sign up for the, uh, I guess it's called a pre-order, and I hate using that term because you're not actually pre-ordering, but you sign up for that. And once I get the minimum number, I'm going to go ahead and start the service. And so the idea is that we would start probably next week, and we'll see how that goes. In addition to that, everybody gets 7 days free of a trial to kind of see how they like it, things like that. And so part of that is that with the free trial and with the low price is that you'll at least be excited to check it out, right? And so that's the thing. And so in addition to that, the $20 is it's only going to be for the first 30 days. I'm going to raise the price after that. However, if you sign up with the $20 price point, you get to keep that. Okay, so you get to keep that for the next year, however long you want to be. So that's a lifetime entry point. So if I raise it later, and even if I add more features, because I mean I don't have plans necessarily to raise the price, but it can happen, especially if I add new features. So let's say I raise it to 25 or $30, or $35, you will retain that low $20 price. And that is only for the first 30 days. And part of that is going to be because I'm launching that as a way to say thank you, to as a part of this service. It's more of a launch price. And so, if that's something that you're interested in, that's the price that you would get, and that's the price that you would keep. Okay. And so, I will keep the $20 price point for the first 30 days. I think I might extend that to the rest of the year, to be honest with you. But in January, that will more than likely go up to $25. And so, as I said, you would retain that price. And I feel like that's a pretty good deal because there's six main things I'm going to be offering in addition to a few other things. And a lot of you guys have already thought that this would be worth the price point. So that's the basics for the pricing. Let's get into the features because that's probably what you want to, right? So, all right. So as far as the Knowhere Premium benefits, you're going to get six overall total. There are going to be a few other things like a private chat, things like that. But these are going to be your six major benefits. And so, first things first, you're going to get premium charts. I'm going to explain what that means versus a regular chart. And I'm just going to go through these six briefly, and then I'm going to cover each one of these more in detail. So, the first things first is the premium charts. The second one is going to be a trading portfolio. So, I'm going to have a portfolio there that I actively trade from that's real money, that's based off of money that I have, and an account that I own. And then we're going to grow that, and that's going to be there's going to be a few reasons with that. One, to make money, but also two, to learn risk management and learn how to trade. So that's probably my most requested feature of this, is because this will help you learn how to see an active account with active trading, active risk management, and see how that plays out. Number three is going to be a small cap group. This was probably my second most requested one, and this is basically going to be a channel or a series of channels where I talk about small caps, and these are going to be ones that I have an interest in, ones that I buy into. So I'm actually going to have two portfolios: one regular portfolio for the trading group, and then another one for the small caps. And so that's also going to be a hybrid portfolio trading group, but also a way to look at small caps. How do I trade them differently? How we should look at them, and for some people, that's just to find gems. And so you can sign up for whichever reason you want to. Um, this is also a requested feature, as I've said, but one of these reasons I haven't discussed small caps is because you can you can do a lot. You can make the markets move if I talk about these in the open on Twitter or X. So I kind of have to gatekeep these, so to speak, under a paid option because that limits the amount of people that will be exposed to this. And so that's by design because I don't want some random person putting all their money into a small cap and then they lose all their money because that's a very high risk thing. We'll get into that. Number four is going to be premium updates. What does that even mean? We'll get into that. That's going to be mainly like premium videos. I probably should have mentioned that a little bit clearer. But I have regular market updates in the free section. The premium market updates will have a different angle. Number five is going to be mentoring. And so I probably should mention more of a light mentoring assistance. And that's going to be more so um, of a requested thing. So like once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, I will discuss like, hey, give me your charts, let me analyze them for you, or any special questions. I'll do videos on that, things like that. So that's more of a Q&A slash light mentoring thing. And then sixth, but definitely not least, is video requests. So twice a month, I will do special videos. So as you guys know, I do about 4 hours worth of free video every week on YouTube, Discord, X, between the three of them. This one is going to be a special video every 2 weeks or once every 2 weeks. So if you sign up per month, you get two of those. And so those are going to be surrounded about what you want me to cover. Is this and I the idea is that they're going to go beyond the chart request, right? Because with chart requests, those that's free. That's part of my free Discord. So this is going to be more so, well, how do you trade, how do you trade a chart? what do you do when this happens? Um, I'm fearful about this, so what should I do? So this is going to be more of a premium aspect of the request that I do for the free Discord. So this one's going to be more of a deep dive, and so there's you're gonna get much more not just detail out of me, but also detail from you. Like, tell me what you really want to see, right? And so if there's any way that I can help you, basically, if there's any way I can help you with trading, technical analysis, charts, looking for coins, anything like that, and you want me to show you in a video, that is where it will land. So those are the six um, ones as far as an overview. So let's go over these one by one, starting with premium charts. All right, so the first thing is going to be premium charts. Now, what does that mean versus regular charts? Well, if I talk about Discord, so what I do here in Discord, and this is kind of what I got going on, um, and I don't think there's uh, any sensitive information. So if we go here to like Bitcoin, for example, so this is something that I got going on. So these are the charts that you see if you're in Discord for free. And so one thing I mentioned here is that with Shib, I gave basically a one-liner. I gave a setup. This one in particular, I gave a chart, and but some of them I don't. This one I gave two actually, but this one I gave just basically an update from a previous coin that I mentioned, and so that's also aligned. So this is one of the things that I was looking at before is that when you get the trend line and you get an expansion above this, that tends to rally, and so we can go ahead and check over here with GRT. And I don't think it's actually done much. Actually, I think it went up and then it kind of went back down. So the idea is that I give you an update, and this is the free Discord, right? The free charts is that I will basically give commentary, right? I will give it on Bitcoin, I'll give it on altcoins, and so with Bitcoin, this was the one with the dominance chart. And so you have these like so. Here's your high time for analysis. I gave two of them earlier, about 4 or 5 hours ago, where you got the RSR for the 1 day, and then you got Gala, which is another one. I gave a chart with this one in particular. So the thing is, I'm all over the place with the free charts, right? And some of them I give basic information, some I do a little bit details, but not much. Sometimes I put the script on here. This is the Apex script for Gala, and so that's kind of what that is. And so for the premium charts, they're going to run a little bit different. And so let's say I have anyway, I'll backtrack just a tad. So for premium charts, I'm going to give you basically a setup to go along with it. So I'm going to have a chart, let's say like Bitcoin, let's say what I got right now. And then I'm going to explain why I present the chart, what it's doing, and give you whatever give you a position idea, whether that's a long or short, and where I plan to take this, right? And so I'll actually give you a position on the chart, which you don't have to use. I'm not even saying that you should use. It's just my personal trading idea, right? And so I'll add much more, not just commentary, but details onto why I mentioned that position, why I think it could go the direction and I think so, and basically the details that I use to get to that conclusion. So it's going to serve a few different things. One, it gives an actual position. So if you only want positions, that that alone is good enough for you, right? And so, but in addition to that, I'm going to give you my reasoning why, and the reasoning why will help you determine more of why I picked that. And the idea is that hey, um, Otsu has a pattern here. Like he picked this coin for this reason, he picked this coin for this reason, and there's a third coin that he picked for another reason. And so you can use those reasonings to find your own, for your own knowledge and for your own experience and things like and your growth, right? So that's the idea behind it. Yes, I will give you charts and the positions on the charts, but I'll also give you a lot more discussion on that to figure out the why in addition to the what. And so that's the idea behind that, right? Because anybody can just give you a chart and I can just do something like this and then, you know, and just leave it at that, right? And so I could even just make that up, right? And this looks okay. This doesn't even look that bad. Um, For example, I got FTM, and this is the current personal position I have right now. But I'll give you the why, right? And so in this particular case, you finally had a sorry, you finally had the 4 hour push above this, right? And so that's the reasoning, right? We finally had a 4 hour hold above that, so this is worth it. FTM is one of those coins that is going to have that push to the upside. And then my target is just in this section. Actually, it's I think it's the mid of this whole section, right? So rough a little bit, maybe like so. So that's why. But I'll explain all that uh, in written format, and so that's where you're going to get the premium charts. I don't know how many I'm going to have um, because it varies. I don't want to give you false signals, of course, but I'm expecting about two per day, maybe three per day. So we'll see how that goes. And also on top of that, I'll probably start doing more lower time frames. So I don't like to do anything lower than 4 hour. But with premium charts, I'm gonna go lower. I'll probably go like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, things like that, and give you a setup in that regard. So this one, you could consider a short opportunity because of this situation right here. And so if that flips down, you could go down to the long side or down to the short side. I'm sorry. And so if you have something like this, if it breaks down below, I can make a short position, and so that would be my short. This would be my stop area, and so this is kind of what I'd be looking for, something like that, right? And maybe just all the way here because I'm looking for this price point anyway. So that would be a position that I would like, and then I would mention it to you. I'm not saying this particular position will help. That's just an example, right? So I'll do more lower time frames, things like that. You can expect about 2 to 3 per day on average. So that's about 20 to 30 per month. So that's already probably well worth it for a lot of you guys. So that's the premium charts. That's the first one. So the second one is going to be portfolio trading or a trading portfolio, perhaps, depending on how you want to view that. And so what this is going to be is I'm going to have a set portfolio, and I haven't quite figured out how much it's going to be. It's probably going to be somewhere between 5,000 to maybe 10,000. I don't know, something not terribly high, but also not terribly low, to kind of give you more of a relative understanding. Um, because you know it's easy to trade. It's easier. I shouldn't say it's easy, but you're gonna have a different dynamic of trading when you're trading with 100 or half a million or 1 million versus somebody that has 10,000, right? So that's the thing. And so I think having something closer to the $10,000 range is going to be more realistic for you. Not in terms of the price point, because I'm not going there, but as far as the reality of how to manage positions. So the portfolio is going to do a few different things. One, it's going to show you positions that I personally take. And so if you're into that, I do not recommend I don't recommend anything like that. It's not what it's designed for. It is designed to see basically it's one of my personal wallets or personal accounts. It's not a large account, but it's going to be one that I will use for the purpose of Knowhere Premium to um, show things like risk management, trading and portfolio management, how to understand trades, how to take positions, how to react to the positions once you've already started, when to take profits when they make sense, when to stop out, things like that. So the idea is that you get a live feed of someone else's trading portfolio. And then that way you can understand what is it like? Well, why is Otsu holding on to this position? Like I want to take profits, how come he isn't? Or why did he take profits when I thought this was going to go up? Things like that. And so that's kind of what it's designed. Now, that being said, the portfolio trading is going to be the hardest part of this for me because you see this a lot on Twitter, on X. You see people with trading positions, so quote unquote, you see them with high P&Ls, things like that. And it's easy. It's easy to fake that. It really is. It's also easy to do that once in a while, but it's not easy to have a live feed onto that. And so that also gives me much more um, transparency, almost too much for me in the sense. Like I am a little uneasy to do this in some sense, but I wouldn't be offering it if I wasn't comfortable, right? And so there's there's a pretty big aspect to where if you do it wrong, you can get humiliated or you can get embarrassed or you make mistakes, things like that. And so you have a lot more psychological things at play when you do that. So just keep that in mind. So overall, it's designed to just give you a live feed on a trading portfolio, designed to make money. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. I'm not promising that we'll do anything, right? And so even if I don't make any money and it just recycles, the whole idea is to help you manage it, to help you see what a real portfolio looks like, right? And so that's the thing with that. And so now I'm actually going to go to number three. And for number three, we're going to discuss the small cap group. So basically, this is going to be kind of a secondary portfolio. It's going to be much lower, probably. I'm not sure how much money I'll actually put towards this, but this is going to be this is more like a small cap gem group where I'm going to be posting the gems that I find or the small caps that I'm interested in. It's probably going to be under 5 million, which is probably high for some people, but I'm going to try to stay at least under 3 and perhaps even under 1. So we'll see how that goes. The problem is that once you go under 1, you're basically gambling. And so I don't play that game. I don't like gambling personally, and I don't view small caps as gambling. I view them as potential. So I do have a rule set unlike some other ones, and there's some good people that have small cap groups out there. But a lot of them are just like coins that they just buy. It seems like there's no pattern to how they buy them. Some of these they buy within a day of them opening it up, so it's like, oh, well, they probably have a connection, and so they're probably getting paid for it, things like that. So um, that's all worth noting. This is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a little more, um, I don't know quite the word. It's going to be a little more focused. I have a certain criteria and a layout, and I'll do that. So the majority of that is going to be me buying small cap coins that I have interest in, and then you do whatever you want with that information. There's also going to be parts where I'm going to look at small caps and see why I like this one over the other one, why I don't like this one. It's also going to be a little bit of an education too, is like, well, here's my rules, here's the why, here's how I search them, things like that. So it's going to be a little more comprehensive hybrid approach, kind of a combination between a portfolio and research. And so I know that attracts a lot of people I know as well. So that's the third one. And that's the first three benefits. We're going to go on to the next three here in a second. Number four is premium updates. And so what that basically is in our free Discord, I do something called mini market updates. So Sunday through Thursday, I offer about a 10-minute video covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. And then if I have time, XRP, Dogecoin, GRT, things like that. And so the idea is I give basically a 4 hour time frame uh, to any updates. And if you guys are not familiar, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but on Mondays I do observations with Otsu. That's a weekly time frame. My Knowhere market updates on Wednesdays are daily time frames for altcoins. My mini markets are for 4 hours for Bitcoin and altcoins. And so that's going to be how that plays out. So now premium updates are going to be a premium version of that where one, I go into more detail for each coin. So I'll set up positions if I see them. I'll update any kind of trade ideas that I have. But in addition to that, I'm going to cover more coins. I'm going to cover different coins, coins that I see. So this is going to be more of an altcoin pick kind of thing. And so you'll see a diversification with the time frames, the coins that I pick, and I'm also going to cover stocks as well. And so that's something I've kind of haven't mentioned much lately. But if you're interested in anything stocks, I'm going to use it. I'm going to have it in Knowhere Premium. So that's going to be how that plays out. And then I'm also going to do the same format Sunday through Thursday. So you're going to get 5 of these a week, roughly about 10 minutes each. And so that's going to be how that plays out. And so five is mentoring. And I mentioned this in a different format because this is going to be much more dependent on you guys as someone who are paid members. This will be the one where it'll benefit you the most if you are active in asking me things, right? And so I think probably once a week or so, I'm not sure when, but it'll be at least once a week where I do kind of like the chart request things for the free version. I say, hey, give me your charts. So instead of giving me your request, I'd say like, give me your charts. Let me see how I can analyze them more. Any particular trading questions you might have, things like that, right? So the idea is that I help you in any way that you would prefer to ask a question, right? As far as your trade management, things like that. So that's kind of what mentoring is with it. So it's not like a hardcore mentoring, because there's better people out there that do that than me. This is more of a complimentary thing to help assist you in any way. And so that's the fifth one. So the last but definitely not least is number 6, which is video requests. Now this is going to be only twice a month, but it's going to be a culmination of different questions that you guys ask me. So it's going to be a kind of a hybrid between the free chart requests, the mentoring, of the updates, and you know, things like that, right? So, but this is going to be more of a coverall. So instead of saying, uh, hey Otsu, can you just check out the chain link chart? Well, that's going to be more for the chart requests that are free. If you're going to ask me like, hey, how do you trade this position? Well, that's what the mentoring is going to be for. If you are wanting a video topic, this is what that is for. So I have a few different video series on YouTube. One of them is tactical trading. The other one is trading bullish price action. So that's the kind of videos that I'm looking at, right? Like, is there a theme of something that you want to see? And so, most recently, a lot of you guys have been contemplating when to take profits. And so, if that's a common theme, I will make a video about it, and that would be the premium video that you get, right? So where the mentoring is more of an individual thing, the video request is going to be more of a group thing. Like, as a group, what do you guys want to see? And so I might even give you guys a topic set, like maybe a choice of 3 or 4, and then we could do a video on that. So that's kind of what that is. And so there is some leniency to that as far as what you want, but the idea is, how can I help you guys visually as a whole? All right, and so that's Knowhere Premium in a nutshell. So those are the 6 things. You get premium charts, you get a trading portfolio, you get a small cap group, you get premium updates 5 days a week, you get light mentoring at your request, and then you also get video request twice a month. Now, if you ask me, I do think $20 is well worth it. And as you can see, um, you know, it's probably worth just 2 of those altogether. So you can understand why I'll be raising the price after the introductory. So the one of the ways I'm trying to say thank you is to offer that introductory price of $20 a month. That is a locked in price, and that's for the first 30 days only. I may extend that until the end of the year, but you know what? I think I might just do that because we got the holidays. Yeah, let's go ahead and say that. So $20 to the end of the year. You also get a 7 day free trial with that. So there's also like there's a lot of things like I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, right? And so that's where I'm extending this to show you, like I mean, I'm pretty serious about this, and so yeah, uh, let me know what you think about this. I would be glad to have you guys. I'm excited to launch something like this, and I would be glad to see you guys. I really would. I do enjoy helping people. I am an educator. I have education experience, and this is just something that I like to do naturally as well. So, but I would definitely be glad to have you. This is also a great way to support me to help continue to do this. And it's one of these things like I don't necessarily need, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I don't necessarily need the $20 per se, because if I I would prefer to charge double or if not triple. But the thing is, and maybe one day, I don't know. But the thing, and it's not that's not the point, right? The point is, um, this is a way like to support my work to help educate you all. This also helps me share more free content as well because it helps me put more time into it, right? So, um, knowing that it's a really good thing, and so I thank you for your support in this as well. So if you'd like to support me, that's a good way to do it. And so that being said, that's the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments what your favorite benefit is. I'm gonna leave a link in the description and show you like where you can sign up. Again, the wait list and pre-orders are live now. I am looking for a minimum amount of people to join before I get started. So there is some time to sign up still. And again, you get that 7-day free trial in case you are on the fence. So with that being said, that's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day.